Welcome to class. Yeah. Who do we have in the building? Who do we have in class today? I'm super excited to be here. Tell me your name and where you are joining from. hmm Where are you joining us from in the room? I love to read from you. Thank you so much for coming around. It's a productivity webinar series, day 5. Oh my God, it's been an awesome journey. Yeah, tell me your name. Where are you joining us from tonight? Yes, it's going to be an awesome conversation today. Are you ready, 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 ready? Today we're going to be discussing something that's very close to heart. And I'm super excited about this conversation because I know for sure that it is going to shift you in a way that you've never thought possible. Okay? I see in the corner. Okay, Roy. How are you? Johnny from Cameroon. I think that name looks familiar. Welcome to class. Welcome, welcome everyone. Okay, so we're going to share. So were you present in the one, the two, the three, the four? For those people that are live with me, tell me, were you present with us? Did you show up for those sessions? Did you show up? Did you show up? I love to read from you. Did you show up? Tell me what stood out for you if you did. If you did, tell me what stood out for you. I love to read from you as well. Okay. What stood out for you on day one, day two, day three, day four, any of the day that you've actually showed up, like you've shown up like as though your life depended on it and you learned so much. Okay, so the one was about the clarity foundation. We spoke about our values, we spoke about clarity at multiple levels, and day two was really about purpose, clarity, and priority mapping, right? Day three was about the art of elimination. The art of elimination. The four was really about boundary architecture plus the decision diet. So today we are looking at the 90-day sprint. Oh my goodness, Favor, you're welcome to class. Welcome, so glad to have you. I think Jimo, you're welcome. So tell me what stood out for you. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please go ahead, subscribe to our channel. We love to see you. We love to read from you. We love to connect on a deeper level. All right, we love to connect with you as we take transformation to the next level. It's really so beautiful showing up here myself. It's not easy to show up, you know. It's not easy to show up. Showing up, like I would always say, is wisdom. Showing up is the beginning of wisdom. Roy says we talked about setting boundaries because if we don't, we'll be moved to every direction like the wind. Interesting. Interesting. I love that. I love that. So welcome, Uju. We're going to move around as the day comes because a lot of things are constantly begging for our attention. Our ability to keep keeping ourselves in the place of structure is really going to set us ablaze. Excuse me. Okay, in the place of structure, it's going to keep setting us ablaze. Miracle TV, you are welcome. It's going to keep setting us ablaze for what is next for us. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. OS, what stood out for you? Jimo says different levels of clarity. Interesting, interesting. I'd love to read from you. Did you write? Did you write that? I want to see students that are very consistent with their sessions, that are consistent. Yeah, consistency is very important. Really, not just about showing up here to mark register, that you have your notes, you have your lessons, you have what you are already implementing on. That is also a game changer. Mohammed, you're welcome. What are you implementing or what are you taking seriously on a daily basis? Very, very important. How many of you have already um how many of you have already started with the the value compass guide? How many of you have gone through? If you have gone through, type I have gone through. It's loaded. I see a lot of people are getting it already. Tomorrow is going to be the last day. right? Tomorrow is going to be the last day for the launch offer, the $1 offer. After tomorrow, it goes back to $5. Okay. Chisom, you're welcome to class. Favor, please go ahead and reshare that um, program, I mean the book on the platform so that they can go get it right now. Once it expires, there's no way you can come back and say, oh, sorry, ma, something came up. I was trying to make payment. You have to pay $5. So I encourage you to go get it now. If you have started going through, let me know. Many of you got it yesterday. Tell me what you have learned so far from the book. I also shared it on my general platform. A lot of people who are not even in the productivity program are getting the book from our different platforms. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you so much. It's been awesome. I know that our productivity is going to experience a shift. Our productivity is going to experience a shift. We're going to be set ablaze at another level. One thing I've learned over the years is that whatever it is that you learn, if you don't get to implement, you will not scale. That's the truth. It is implementation that gives credence to knowledge. All right. It is implementation that gives credence to knowledge. Whatever it is that you don't connect to on a deeper level, it is going to be difficult for you to scale, right? It's going to be difficult for you to build capacity. It's going to be difficult for you to move to the next level. So, your best way to learn, grow capacity is that when you learn, you implement. Every day, I take my journals, I take my notes. Of course, I'm not looking to implement everything at a go. I just pick up one that is actually connected to what I'm looking at for, and I run with them. That's how I implement. Okay, Jimo says I've gone through. Jimo, how was it? Have you been able to unravel your core values? Great. Yes. Yes, it is implementation. When you implement, remember I said only your kinesthetic muscles. So when you implement, a lot will come into your heart. You're able to grow your capacity on a deeper level, on a larger scale, right? You're able to grow your capacity. That's the way it works. So today we're looking at the 90-day sprint. So you should type sprint in the room. Type sprint, sprint, sprint. Okay? Type sprint, type sprint. Lydia, have you gotten your value compass? Have you gotten it? If you haven't, you should do that after this class. All right, go get it. Go and get it. Don't sleep on that. Everyone get it. Those in the inner circle get it. Okay? Don't come and reach out to me later. Consider you get it now, you get it later because we also keep talking about values. So don't want to keep repeating ourselves in circles so that as you flow with us, as we connect as family, a lot of things will be easier for us to run with. Okay, so the 90 days sprint, 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 sprint. Let's take this to the next level. Okay. Um, yesterday was beautiful. Yesterday was beautiful. We learned a lot around boundaries and decision diet. How many of you remember the decision diet that we spoke about? The acronym for decision diet. Let me open my notes from this side. How many of you remember? Because sometimes I find it difficult to even see the slide properly from my okay, and because maybe I'm using my phone. Okay, so how many of you yesterday remember what we shared on decision diet? Like when it comes to that, what's the framework? What was the framework we shared yesterday? Tell me in the comment if you remember. Yay, you got it. Eat framework. Yes, eliminate. Who can tell me the A? Okay. Um, pre you says it correct. We have eliminate, we have automate, and then we have what? Template. Template. Okay, so we know that making decision will be much easier for us if we're able to follow the EAT framework. So day 1 to 3 was really about the one thing, values on unraveling, and then our priorities mapping. Yes, that was our day 1 to 3. Yes, we spoke about boundaries and decision diet. Today we're going to be taking it a bit further. We're adding structure every day. We're adding layers every day. Somebody should type layers. We are adding layers every single day. This is the beauty of learning. It compounds. I love compound effect. Compound effect. Because as you learn, it keeps adding up on a daily basis. It keeps adding up layers upon layers. You know the way the Bible says from glory to glory, it keeps adding up. What didn't make sense to you on day 1 today may make more sense to you. What did not make more sense to you today, tomorrow it may, right? So you keep showing up. Like I would always tell members of my inner circle, and I've said it again and again. It's almost like a mantra for me now. That showing up is the beginning of wisdom. I say that all the time. Showing up is the beginning of wisdom. The more you show up, the more you have wisdom. Wisdom to ascend the ladder of growth, wisdom to move from one level to another, wisdom to grow, all right? Wisdom to stand out in the scheme of things. Do you see that? Wisdom. So when you show up, you don't know what it is doing to you. In fact, when I look at my life in retrospect, I remember my first coaching community in January of 2020. Oh my goodness. Yes, I had this coaching community. It was all about reading, accountability. They will read books, I'll teach them reading skills. I just, when each time I look back in retrospect, I'm like, thank God I started. I know of a lot of people that we started off at that time together, right? They were also doing one or two, but some of them didn't stay consistent. Mhm. They did not. Some of them, I see them sometimes, they send me DMs, oh, Coach Said. I remember there was this lady specifically who was teaching on relationships. She was a relationship coach, so good at it. She was doing it all the time. And it was, I think it was 2 years ago, I saw that she had stopped doing that. It's not easy showing up, I must tell you the truth, in whatever area of life it is, whether it's parenting, marriage, for those people that are parents, sometimes just look at your children and be like, who sent me a message? What even brought me here? I'm telling you. Some of you look at marriage sometimes and be like, it's not easy. Business, another thing. For those of you that are in school, students, be like, what am I doing? So I remember even going for NYSC many years ago, National Youth Service. We serve our country for those of you that are not Nigerians. When you graduated from school, there's a compulsory 1 year service. Though you can decide to opt out, but a lot of us love to do it because we feel it's a way of giving back. So I remember being in the camp, 3 weeks camp. In the middle of the camp, I told myself, why did I come here? I started crying. I want to go back home. This thing is too difficult. I don't want to do it again. I even felt sick and they were not listening to me. I needed to participate. Life is not easy. Whoever said it's easy, the person is just talking by the grace of God. It's by the grace of God they are saying it. Every day life will throw you challenges, you experience detours, you experience plateaus. I love to use the word plateaus. You see, you experience valley, you experience mountain. It's like this, up and down. But when you see us smiling, we keep going because we know for sure that there is light at the end of every tunnel. Okay? We know for sure. So it's not always easy. But when you show up daily, what are you doing? You are building muscles. You are building muscle. When I started coaching online, I wasn't doing videos. So I remember my first video in 2020, it was a mess. I did over 30 videos. I was moving around. I left my house. I was moving around. I said, this video of a today, I must do it. You see somebody doing this thing, be like, it's not just the way she's doing it now. I can't do it. All right. Let them give you the microphone. You know that if you have not done it before, if you are starting, you are going to learn. That's the truth. But you see this, you're showing up every day. This you're showing up every day. You are building muscle for execution. I'm telling you. You see some of the things that I do, I just put on the camera, piano. I'm like, hello everybody, welcome. There was a time it was a struggle. Yes. I've been teaching Sunday school as a minister of the gospel since I was 2021. But when it became time for me to show up and teach coaching, it was a different ball game entirely. I needed to start learning the rudiments, right? I needed to start learning. So consistency is not easy, but it is key. Mhm. It is key. The more you show up, the more you keep adding layers, the more it keeps getting better. All right? Do you see that? The more it keeps getting better, the more it keeps getting better. You will not know. And that's when most times people give up because they feel that, oh, I did it yesterday. I did not make money. Oh, I did it. Nothing happened. Are you sure anything is shifting in my life? And they give up. Then you come back 5 years time. You see the person that you both started together, the person become your teacher. Because if you had stayed, you would have learned. I used to tell people, when people say, oh, Faith, you speak so well. I've been talking since 2020 January. Even though I didn't start off with videos, it was towards the end of 2020 I started doing videos. I have been coaching every single day. There's no day I don't talk. Either I'm creating a course, I'm teaching a live class, one-on-one coaching. Why would I be good with speaking? I'll be doing it, girl. I'll be doing this, right? Whatever area of life it is, productivity, like we are discussing now, it may not be making sense to a lot of people. They'll be like, she just put some bunch of slides together, she just shares thoughts with us. It's something you can easily get on ChatGPT. It's something you can easily get online. Sure. But the way I will explain it, the way I will teach you, is based on years of expertise. It's based on years of experience. Okay, I've done this thing, I know how it works. Can you buy that in the market? No, you can't. That's where transformation happens. All right? That's where the real transformation happens. So the more you show up, yes, favor. The more you show up, okay, let me highlight this. The more you show up, showing up is the what? The beginning of wisdom. The more you show up, the more you keep getting better because you keep adding what? Layers. Okay? You cannot compare the expertise of a parent who just started today and somebody who has been parenting for over 10 years. Come on, yo. All right? Or somebody that's been parenting for over 20 years. You cannot compare their expertise with somebody who just started today. If you like, go to parenting school. There are certain things that you will learn by experience. They will not teach you. There are certain things that patience will teach you. Right? 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 There are certain things that life will teach you. Those ones, you cannot buy them in parenting school. So there's a lot. 90-day sprint is the best way to put all the things we are talking about together so that you can be swift with execution. Someone said to me one time, he said, I taught a class when we were doing book motivation Mondays. And someone told me, Coach Faith, Coach Faith, please, I want to be able to set my 10 years goal. Oh my goodness, even me, I was shocked too. 10 years goals. This is audacious. Somebody should write audacity in the room. 10 years goals. And I asked the person, please, have you been able to set 1 month goals before? Do you even have a 1 year goal? The person said, no, I've never set goals before. So you have never set goals before. You just want to start with 10 years. So your visualization muscle, how have you been able to really train it to the level that you cannot set 10 years goals? You have not done for 1 month. You have not even done a to-do list that you completed in 1 week. You want to do a 10 years goals. That's how many of us behave. That's how many of us behave. We procrastinate, we sleep on ideas, on thoughts, and then we are waiting for one miracle that that will happen all of a sudden, and then we'll not have the capacity to do everything we want to do. Okay? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's important that you look at your life and you understand that if I'm able to stay put on this path, doesn't matter how little it is. You want to write a book? Do you write articles every day and share it with friends? And they say thank you, right? I remember back in 2015, proud to even teaching extensively online. I will record my voice 2015. I will record my voice with my WhatsApp. Then I will send it to friends. I will inspire them. Then I used to teach the Bible. I will inspire them. I was doing it every day. Then I had these smaller phones. How many of you know those smaller phones then? I have this smaller phone, put on music. Then my Android phone, I will use it to speak, and the music will be playing in the background. I will teach my heart out. Yeah, I was building muscle forward execution. So today, let's talk about the way to put this together within a short space of time so that we can start getting results. Somebody should type results so I can start showing workings. I love the way people say it. The first time I heard it, I'm like, workings. Yeah, so we can start showing workings. So that we can start showing workings. All right. Somebody says you will explain and explain tire, and there is no evidence. Yeah, there's no evidence. You can start showing workings. You see, I've been reading a lot of books since 20. I was just around 1920 when I started reading books. I was exposed to books. So I started reading those books and intentionally, but I wasn't executing on them. I remember back in the days, people would often ask me, this book that you are carrying up and down, I used to go with school bags. Today I still carry school bags. Many of you will see me on the way. No, you may not even know I'm the one. So my school bags and my books, and I'm with my sandals, I'm on my way with my cornrows. Maybe you know me with cornrows. Sometimes I wear face cap too. And I'm just moving. I'm like, yeah, I'm going my way. Oh. And then those guys they will always laugh at me and be asking me, these books you are carrying up and down, madam, how much have you made? How many of you have been asked questions like that? You're always talking about reading, personal growth. How much have you made? I was reading. I was not showing what workings. So you can show up in this productivity class, and at the end of the day, there is no working. There is no evidence. People will not be asked, what did you learn? You will not be saying, we learned white spacing. We learned, what else did you learn? We learned how to, decision diet. Ah, which one is decision diet? We learned this one. But at the end of the day, does it make any sense to anybody? Somebody will be like, I've not been able to implement and I've not been able to get results. So it's important that we become deliberate to get results. Do you get that? So that everything we learn, we translate them to work. We translate them to work. There's a book I love to recommend. It is called Do the Work by Stephen Pressfield. Type it in the room. The Stephen is Steven. For those of you that are in the inner circle, is in the library, you can go get it. Do the Work. Do the Work, Stephen Pressfield. Such a powerful book. Okay, you can get it. It's a very short book, less than 100 pages, you're done. So the problem I've seen with long-term goals, like the story I shared of a young man who wanted to set 10 years goals, who haven't in his life been able to even set 3 months or 1 year goal, but they wanted to set 10 years goals, is that 10 years goals, if you do not have the capacity, you don't have the structure, you don't have the system. Even people who have systems now, they now understand that life is changing every day. Artificial intelligence is here to stay, whether you like it now or not, right? You will still cooperate later. All right, like those people that said they will not use a computer and some other gadgets. Now they are cooperating, they don't have any choice. They are not learning. All right. So whether you like it or not, artificial intelligence is here to stay. There are thousands of tools coming out every single day. Thousands of new tools coming out every single day. All right. So as a result, there's a lot of things happening. Automation here and there, technology, life is shifting every day. So you make a decision today. So this is what I want to achieve as connected to my vision. And then you wake up in 1 month time. A lot of things have shifted. Okay? A lot of things have shifted. So you have to begin to look at how do I realign myself to what is happening right now, to the system happening right now, so that I can do the work. Thank you, Uju. That's the name. Stephen Pressfield. The other one is press and feed together. Okay, so how do I begin to do all of this so that I can get results? That is why I want you to understand that a year is too long to stay focused right now. I love this ideology and I preach it. Okay, I love it so much and I preach it. A year is too long to stay focused right now. You have to be ready because a lot of times we make New Year resolutions, we set goals, and by the time it is March, press PROE. Let me spell it. By the time it is March, right? By the time it is March of that same year, we have already, by the time it is March of that same year, we have lost momentum. We have lost momentum because not everybody has the capacity to be able to keep up. Okay? To be able to keep up with, the daily happenings of life in collaboration with the things you also want to achieve. So long-term goals may not really support. You can have your vision, you can project 20 years, or in 20 years is what I want to do, in 50 years, all right, in 10 years, in 5 years, that's good for your vision. But when it comes to goal setting, it's better you break it down. Yes, why? Because our brain struggles with abstract future rewards. Our brain struggles with them. So we need near-term milestones that can help us stay motivated. Near-term milestones. So if you come to me now and ask me, Coach, what are you doing in March? What are you doing in February? I can easily break them down. But when you ask me, Coach, what are you doing in April? I may not really know 100%, except for members of my inner circle, which is already a 1 year structure. I may not really know 100%. What about in my personal life? I may not really know 100%, but I know what I want to do now. I don't put myself under such pressure, right? I know what I want to do now, tomorrow, if God gives me the grace, all right? But 1 year, because I may know, but things are changing every single day. Yes. Just imagine somebody like Abraham. Abraham set goals that I want to go sacrifice my son Isaac on top of the mountain, and getting to the top of the mountain, God changes the sacrifice and says, it's not your son. Look at the lamb that's been laid before you. He would have been like, oh, my goal was actually to sacrifice my son. You've got to be swift. That's what I'm saying. You've got to be what? Swift. And the idea around uh, breaking your goals down into a short space of time so I can truly zone in is very important. Because when you know that 90 days is all you've got to achieve this result, how many of you know the Pakistan law of time? Please type it in the comments. Give me, if you can, I will be so grateful if you can give me what the definition of Parkinson law of time is. Parkinson, the normal Parkinson disease. So you now add law of time. If you can paste that. Alright, the law simply says that the amount of time you allocate to a project is the amount of I'm trying to put it in my own word. The amount of time you allocate to a project is the amount of space that project will actually take. If you say, I want to read this book, I want to read this book, this Juanita Bynum. How many of you have read a book by Juanita Bynum? Yeah. Okay, so if you say, I want to read this book, Coach Faith, in in 2 weeks, it is possible. If you also say, Coach, I want to read this book in 1 year, it is also possible. If you say, Coach, I want to read this book in 3 days, it's also possible. If you also say, Coach, I want to read this book in 5 hours, it's also possible. Do you see that? That's what called Parkinson of time. So it's possible because if you say, I want to read this book in 1 year, you can decide to sleep for 6 months and not even read. All right. Some people will say, I love working on that pressure. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Jimo. Some people will say, have you seen people who love to work on that pressure? If you are that person, you type pressure. They'll say, Coach, I love to work on that pressure. Yes, if you're that person who loves to work on that pressure, let me see your hands up there. All right. It's not because you love to work on that pressure. You know what your problem is? It is the Parkinson law of time that is happening to you. So each time you remember pressure, you say, Parkinson, Parkinson, no, Uncle Parkinson. It is the Parkinson law of time that is happening to you. It's not because you love to work on that pressure. It is that there's an allocated time frame that's beginning to you. You see, back in school, as a student back in those days, some people will never read. When it is a day to exam, you see the way they'll finish one textbook overnight. And some people are so good. I'm telling you, they will see a seat. They will see a seat. There are people like that, they will see a seat. It's not that because they read it in 2 days, they will not get a C. No, some people are so good. They will read it under that Parkinson law of time. They will utilize it so well, get the best, and that's all that they need to harness, and they will see a C. Somebody that will be carrying the book up and down for 2 months, they'll still get a C. Do you get it? So that is it. It is not that you know how to work on that pressure. That's what we're saying as it relates to the 90-day plan right now. Research shows that people are 2.5 times more likely to achieve goals broken into shorter time frames. Do you see that? Broken into shorter time frames. The research has proven that they are more likely to achieve it. They are more likely to achieve it. So it is not that you tried and then you're like, oh, I've been reading this book in 3 months. It's because we're not placed under pressure. All right? It is because you were not placed under pressure. That's what some people say. We talk about accountability a lot. Accountability programs. I need to be accountable. Do you see that? So research has proven that. Enobong, did you get this slide? Can you read through it? Research shows people are 2.5 times more likely to achieve goals broken into shorter time frames. So let me say that, oh, you say you want to achieve $10 million in a year. Do you see that? In this year, I want to achieve $10 million. So for your 90-day goal plan, you can say, oh, in 90 days, I want to achieve $3 million. $10 million for the overarching goal, right? In 90 days, I want to achieve $3 million. And then you go all in. You'll be surprised that in 90 days, there's any possibility that you make $5 million. If you go all in that 90 days, you truly zone in. Forget about third quarter. Forget about second quarter. Forget about fourth quarter. Do you see that? Forget about all of that. You are going to achieve so much. Do you see that? Somebody says, why 90 days? 90 days because it is long enough for you to make real progress in life. Instead of trying to think about 1 year, and at the end of the day, you do not have the capacity to hold down yourself to be more accountable to get results within that time frame. So 90 days is long enough to achieve that result that you are hoping to achieve in 1 year. If only you are ready to put the structures in place. And it is also short enough to help you stay focused. Like I said in our previous sessions, that focus is a magnifier. You see this thinking pattern, it is a distraction. Not everybody will be able to understand it. It is what a disruption, a real one. Okay? It is the perfect balance between vague and rigid. For those who are asking questions, take a screenshot of this slide. It is the perfect balance between vague and rigid. So you go for master classes where they talk about goals and 1 year goals, and then you set your 1 year goals. Beautiful. But it becomes a problem to even be swift with execution by the time you are in March. Because the goals are so vague that you don't even know where to pick them from. But if you can hold down a theme to say, in these next 90 days, I want to do this and I want to do that. Do you see that? Yes, exactly. So you say, I want to do this, I want to do that. That's it, Mohammed. I want to do this and I want to do that. You stay with that for a period of 90 days. There's every tendency that you'll be able to hold it down. It will not be too vague, right? And it will not be too rigid for you to be able to stay swift on the path of execution. Do you see that? So we're in the month of January. What if you told yourself and say, okay, February to April, that's 3 months. What am I going to achieve? What am I going to achieve? If we're going to break it down in a year, usually it's supposed to be per quarter, right? So what am I going to achieve? We have 13 weeks per quarter. How many of you know that? We have 13 weeks per quarter. All right. So you can use 12 weeks to zoning and do the work, and then the remaining 1 week for review, for analysis, and all of that. Okay. I'm going to recommend a book as we continue. So thinking in seasons and not marathon is the best way to go. So let's look at the differences. A marathon mindset will push you through and will continue to push you. Don't stop. Keep showing up. Keep going. No matter what, no matter the challenges, keep going. There will be no room for, let me stop and reflect. Let me think about my life. Let me see how far I've gone. But a seasonal mindset will focus deeply, adjust when it is needed, and rest in between circles. And I've given you a perfect blueprint to say in a quarter we have how many weeks? 13 weeks. Somebody should type 13 weeks. Okay? Somebody should type 13 weeks. If you don't understand this, it means you don't yet understand your vision. What I'm sharing with you now, if you don't understand this, it means you don't yet understand your vision. Okay? I'm talking to leaders, I'm talking to visionaries. Because at the end of the day, you realize that when it comes to work, when it comes to implementation, your vision has different outlets. Different outlets. Just imagine if you are a coach. For those of you building your brand, tell me your niche. Where are you? Tell me your niche in the comment. Let's say you are a women coach like Uju, and in that women environment, you want to coach young women. You want to coach professionals. You want to coach women that are maybe in one way or the other. You want to empower them with skills. There are different outlets to it. There are different categories of women. And then you sit down in 1 year and say, okay, I'm going to empower women. What if you pick a particular subset, right? And say, this subset, I'm going to deal with you guys. I'm going to help you so well that in these 13 weeks, this is what I'm going to be doing for you guys. I will do it till, in fact, people will be like, what is going on? But I said, personal growth and purpose mastery, interesting. So I will do it till my life, I'm going to exhaust it in the next 13 weeks. And then she goes on to execution. She go all in and she continue to work on them. And then the 13th week, she's able to review her progress. She's able to see her result. And then the other 13 weeks, she pick another subset and continue to zone in like that. Do you think she will not get results? As opposed to, I'm talking to women. And then every woman comes in. She will not be able to even get feedback to understand the kind of women she needs to be talking to. So at the end of the day, by the time she tries out about 5 subsets, she will not be like, oh, I think based on my experience, based on my knowledge, based on my capacity, based on my exposure and my resources, I can only really tackle these 3 sets of women in the next 5 years. Do you see that? What happened to her? Because she executed doggedly those different areas. And now she knows what to zone into. And now she has given her all. She knows how far she can build in those different areas. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the way it works. It's also applicable in the area of finance. A lot of times we keep trying multiple things at the same time, in the same way, and then we are not getting results. We're not getting feedback. And then we are like, oh my God, what's going on in my life? Why am I like this? So, as a visionary, if you understand it from this perspective, it is going to help you get results. For the person who is into purpose mastery, I don't know who your target audience are. Maybe you talk to children, maybe you talk to young adults, maybe you talk to youth, maybe you talk to women, you talk to men. These people need to discover a purpose. Now you decide to say every 13 weeks, every quarter, I focus on these people. I run projects for them. I focus on this. That's how you do it. Yeah, it's deeper anyway. When I launch Vision Amplify Mentorship Program, you should come and register. Now it's cheaper, right? So you zone in. It is applicable in parenting. It is applicable in learning. Every season there is a subject I'm learning, and I learn that subject. I ensure that I don't read nothing less than 10 books on that area. Come on now, somebody should type, come on now. So if I'm learning about, let me say, which topic are we going to use now? Let me say habits. And then I pick 10 different books on habit formation, how to build habits, right? Everything that talks about habits. In 13 weeks, I've read 10 books, I've reviewed them. Come on, people. I'm not going to be a professor in habit building. I'm going to be a professor, right? Whenever you just press me like this, habit will just be coming out. You press me, habit will be coming out of my pores because I've studied. That's the Bible says, study to show yourself approved. But then you not tell me I'm showing off. You know that I've studied. I'm showing myself approved. All right? Do you see what I'm saying? Even if you are envious of me, oh, this woman, your own is too much. It's none of my business. Right? Because I've done the work. That is what we mean by thinking in seasons and not marathons. Okay? Even athletes train in seasons. Farmers, they plant their seed in season. So you don't go to be planting corn during dry season. Right? They plant in seasons. So how about you who wants to be productive? How about looking at your life from the place of seasons? Even nature operates in seasons. Why are you trying to sprint for 365 days straight? At the end of the day, we don't know where you are. We don't know where you're coming from. We don't know the results you are getting. We don't know what your plans are for your next impact. It's just a passage. Everything, gbogbo to gbogbo, we are just everywhere. Even you will be confused. Your mind will be messed up. That's why people have a lot of clutters. Remember we talked about decluttering. We have a lot of clutters, baggages. They're just carrying it everywhere. They're like, oh, I need clarity. You will need clarity all the time because your problem is not. Am I going too far? You would always need clarity because your life is already scattered. You are the one that scattered it by yourself. It's not that you don't have knowledge. So when you are juggling so many things at the same time and you don't have the systems to carry it, when you go beyond that level, it's okay to juggle 4, 5 at the same time, but have a system that can what? Carry it. Somebody should type carry it. I have a system that can carry it. For somebody who's doing purpose mastery, you can do for children, do for young adults, do for teenagers at the same time. But you have the system that can carry it. Except if you have the system, you have athletes, you have trained people who are doing the work, you are not the only one doing it. Just like as I'm teaching on productivity now, I also have another class I'm teaching on, I'm also launching another program. I'm going to be scattered because I do not have the capacity to carry it. Do you see that? Are you learning something? If you're learning, type I'm learning. So here are the 4 seasons. Quarter 1, January to March. It can be the time you get to build the foundation. April to June, you can launch and test. July to September, you can optimize and scale. October to December could be a time for reflection and preparation for the new season. So each quarter has different energy, different purposes. So if you can align your focus with this rhythm, your progress is going to be inevitable. Once you can align your focus with this rhythm, your progress is going to be what? Inevitable. Inevitable. It is going to be inevitable. Do you see that? It is going to be inevitable. So one thing per quarter, one thing, not three goals, not five priorities. So, like I always encourage, maximum 7 areas of your life: parenting, um, spirituality, relationship, business. Okay, parenting and relationship are most essential. Business, your personal growth. Five maximum area, or seven if you can, if you have the capacity, and then you have goals for these different areas. Okay, you have goals for these different areas. Do you see that? So when you have goals for these different areas, you know, okay, this is as much as I can carry. Of course, some areas of your life will carry more weight in terms of the allocation of time, the allocation of energy, the allocation of resources. It will carry more weight. So for that reason, you are going to say, okay, this area carries 10, 20% of my time, 30%, 10%, you do it that way. Because you cannot say you are making money, you are a business person, and then you are not, if you are a parent, you are not taking care of your kids. Mhm. So you would have to split that. So it means that at the end of the day, you're going to have just one goal per season. If in your parenting journey per, per quarter, is this season my parenting journey, my kids must learn to read well. This season, my parenting journey, my kids must learn to pray every day. This season, my parents. So you look out for system structures you have to build to ensure that it is able to carry the weight of your goal for that season. So that at the end of the quarter, you now review and say, okay, what have I learned? What have we learned? How far have we gone? So one central focus that everything else can what can truly what support is very, very important. Okay, that is it. So why does one thing matter? Somebody asked this question before. Look at this. I like to go get the book, The 12th Week Year by Brian P. Moran. I love this book so much. He spoke about the system, he spoke about the mindset behind it. Because this is actually a mindset. Mhm. Because we have been trying, people have been going for New Year goals, people collect money, you pay for goal setting. I used to do goal setting classes. Yes, I do goal setting programs a lot. But a lot of times, people attend those goal setting sessions and they really don't go implement. So there's a lot that goes deeper into our lives than just setting goals superficially, right? There's a lot that goes into it. I still teach goal setting, but not in that light of as we're entering one year, as we're entering the new year, everybody's agitated. We're like, oh, let's come to class and set our goals. No, it has gone beyond that. We go deeper. Somebody should say deep. The deep collector to be deep. We've got to be deep. Yeah, we go deeper so that whatever it is we're doing, it makes sense to us before anything else. So why does one thing matter? Look at this quote by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington, the author of the 12th Week Year. They said, when you shorten your time frame, you increase what? Urgency. When you increase urgency, you increase focus. When you increase focus, you increase what? Execution. I'm glad, Duke. You increase what? Execution. Scattered energy is diluted result. Focus energy for 90 days, you're going to build momentum. So when you shorten your time frame, it increases your urgency. Like I said yesterday or day before yesterday, is it your urgency or their urgency? This one is your urgency, this one is your life. So you want to be able to what? Increase urgency so that you can what? Get results, so that you can increase your focus. Because you know that when your focus increases, your execution is going to be swift. People you admire, people you see out there, it's not necessarily because they are better than you. It is that they've been able to optimize their ability to increase their execution. Maybe they have resources, they have tools in place. Of course, they also have knowledge, because knowledge is also a prerequisite to executing well. Do you see that? So they have all of these things in place because they've learned this principle. All right? They've learned these principles. So your boundaries will create the space for you, like we shared. Decision diet will eliminate the noise, but a 90-day sprint is going to fill that space with purpose. So it means that every day becomes an intentional experience. Every day that comes becomes an intentional experience. So you don't just wake up on a daily basis and as it comes, anywhere the left face, you go. One thing I've learned over time, when there is no urgency in the work you are doing, you will not know how far you can really execute. I'm telling you, you will not know how far you can go. If there is no urgency to the degree, to the work that you are doing, you will not know how far you can go. There's so much swiftness in every of us. There's so much ability God has given to us. But a lot of times we place ourselves in a position where we lazy out. All right. I'm not saying putting yourself under pressure. I'm saying just knowing that this is what I'm looking forward to, and then you have timelines, you know what you want to achieve within that time frame, and then you are running with it. You are running with it. So that urgency is very, very important. So go ahead and break down your milestones. 3 milestones, one every 30 days. So take day 30 will be your foundation. You must have completed the foundation. 60 days and the 90 results must start showing up. Do you understand? So we start showing up. Do you start what? Showing up. I'm trying to highlight a particular comment. Okay. Yes, if there's no urgency, you will not know how far you can go. Yes, you have to be deliberate. I have a question. With the understanding of 90 day sprint, does it mean that even the skills we learn must align with every season we are in and not just learn for learning sake? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Yes, a visionary learns differently. The way a visionary learns is different from the way every other person learns. If you're a visionary and you're listening to this class, your listening skill is different from a regular person. If you know, say I know. Your listening skills is different from another person. If I attend sessions, the way I listen is not the way every other person listens. Certain things can excite certain people, but when it comes to me, maybe a pathway for my execution, right? I will quickly write it down and I will structure it out. So there's so much I can teach around that. But your listening skill must be different. Your learning ability must be different. You must be deliberate. A visionary learns more in a kinesthetic way, right? I mean, what I mean by that is you are learning to execute, right? You are learning to refine what you already have so that you can go and execute. So I can go and execute. So if there is something you want to launch based on the based on the should I say the desire of the heart, based on the vision for the season, and you know that I want to implement this thing, what do? You can get a course, you can get a short course. All right. Before I came in for the productivity webinar series, I got certified as a productivity coach. Right. I could teach productivity, I've been teaching productivity over the years, but I just wanted to be certified this time because I wanted to learn more, because I want to go deeper into it. I want to see what's going on there. I want to be certified to even coach people on a one-on-one level. All right, for those who want to be more productive. So I just feel I needed to be certified to know more. All right. So if you want to launch or you want to do anything in a particular area, you can get a crash course. You can speak to a coach or a mentor who have actually gone ahead of you, who have more experience in that area. So you can talk to them. All right. They can help you crash what you would have taken 1 year to learn if there's an urgency. Okay, based on your foundation already, you just have that conversation, you have that clarity, and then you are good to go. Sometimes you get to learn more in the field, right? You learn more in the field as you also get to implement. All right. If there are skills you also need to be able to do that, there are ways to also learn so that you can what implement. Now, one thing you should know in terms of implementation is that the resources you already have for every season is what you leverage on, right? A demand will not be laid upon your shoulders when you do not have the exposure. It is the exposure that you already have that will necessitate the demand. Like I would always say, that no knowledge you are exposed to will leave you the same way. No knowledge, type that in your notes. No knowledge you are exposed to will leave you the same way. They will definitely place a demand on you. You see this class you are hearing now, you cannot unhear this. You cannot unlearn the things I'm teaching you right now. You can only refine to get better, but you cannot unlearn them. You cannot say, oh, she spoke about this, and it doesn't matter. It matters. So if whether you like it or not, it will hurt you. You say, that's it that woman said. It will touch you one way or the other. Do you get it? So when you are entering into a new season, it is the resources that you already have that demand will be laid upon. And if there is a necessitation for you to go higher in that space, it simply means that possibly you have actually launched, like I already did, I've written a book, No More Procrastination. I've done several stuff on productivity. It may be that you have actually done something, but from the feedback you have gotten, there is a need for you to upgrade. There's a need for you to up level your skills, and then you now begin to look out for the right knowledge. Many a times when the student is ready, the teacher is always available. All right, you can pray your way into that season, and it will come, and then you'll be up leveled. Okay, sometimes you may even do the first launch, and the next launch may not be necessary, maybe because of the feedback you got, or possibly because the burden has been lifted. Maybe the people you needed to reach in that season, you have already reached them. You just move on to the next. That's how it works. If there's a need for you to zone in on a deeper level, you will know why you are there. I hope that's clear. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So maybe if you are working out 3 times per week, that could be your 30-day. Do you see that? That could be your 30-day plan. And your 60-day plan could be that, oh, you want to reduce your bowel movement, you want strength, you want to improve your sleep, and all of that. And then your 90-day goal will be maybe you want to have visible energy to ensure that you have actually shifted. So this could be for maybe your exercise routine. You want to get healthy, you want to get better. Do you see that? So that could actually be it for you. So every week you would also have the opportunity to ask yourself questions, because when you are carrying out your goals in 13 weeks, you will ask questions every week, and every at the end of every 12 weeks, the 13th week will always be for your review. Okay, would always be for your what? Review. Would always be for your review, the 13th week. Okay, so you must be ready to do the work so that you can continue to increase your capacity, your momentum. So if you did it this week, all right, you did it this week, and then by the time you're done this week, you have reviewed, you have seen the areas where you have lapses. What do? You review so that you can build momentum to move on to the next level. Okay, before we continue, family, have you gotten your book? It's not a book necessarily, it's a guide. Okay, it's a guide to help you get results. Somebody should take the screenshot of this feedback. I love it. A friend pressured me to do something, coach. I look well, it was his urgency, so I focus on mine. Interesting, James. I love it. You are learning. Yeah, that's good. I love it. So at the end of the day, you realize that it is of necessity that you review. So once you review, many people do not know the power of review. So one of these days, I'll teach you guys the power of review in the community. Because as a visionary, one of the skills you must have is the power to review and reflect. Very powerful. Very powerful. Review and reflect. So when you review and reflect every weekend, then you are going to be able to amass energy. If you are to make 100 million in 3 months, that's in 90 days, and then in the fourth week into the month into the quarter, you have not even make up to 5 million. You yourself will tell yourself that time is going. Oh, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. So weekly reviews increases your goal achievement by 23% according to Harvard Business Review. It increases it. So you must also build in pivots, okay? Pivot points. Maybe for example, at the 30 and at the 50, you discover that, oh, you are not getting the result the way you anticipated. It's okay to pivot, okay? It's okay to pivot. Commitment does not really mean rigidity. You can be flexible. Look at this quote from 12 Week here again. Brian P. Moore and Michael Lenity, they're powerful people. They said, execution without feedback is just activity. Feedback without adjustment is just noise. Do you see that? Feedback without what? Without adjustment is noise. Is noise. Do you see that? So there should also be the end of quarter review. Okay? You must be ready to pause and reflect. Ask yourself what worked, what didn't, what do you carry forward, what do you leave behind. So I love to do this a lot, especially with my one-on-one clients. Of course, at the end of every week, I will see what went on, what did you achieve, and at the end of every quarter, there should also be a review to say, okay, what have I achieved as it relates to my vision, as it relates to where I'm going, right? As it relates to what I've been able to achieve over time. All right. I'm actually a vision amplified mentorship coach. I really don't call it branding. Because it goes beyond branding. We do deep work. I ensure that you are able to build capacity that will be equivalent to carry the work that is connected with your current identity. Yes. So it's not about branding. Branding is beautiful as a term, but what we do is we help you amplify your vision so you can build from the foundation. Because I know of many people who have branded, they are looking so beautiful on their photo shoot, their logos and everything looks so good. They have all the systems put together. But when it comes to the weight of the vision that they carry, they've not been able to amass that capacity to really attract what they are looking at for. Yes. So if you're interested in personal coaching, one-on-one, you're welcome to reach out to me. It's quite on the high side. If you are willing to make that investment, you can also reach out. Okay. So this teaching and teaching is majorly for you if you're a visionary. Yes, if you are a visionary, this teaching is for you because I've seen so many visionaries self-destruct along the journey. They self-destruct, they identity disrupt, the vision disrupt, all the destruction you can think about. And at the end of the day, they are not able to move to the next level. So go ahead right now and design your next 90 days. Step one, what's your one thing for the next 90 days? Tell me in the comments. Okay? Tell me in the comments. Yes, Iju, looking all branded. Looking all branded, but no capacity at the back end. There's no back end, right? Even. Okay? So, what's your one thing for the next 90 days? What is your one thing for the next 90 days? Be specific, be honest. I like to write it down. Choose that one thing today so that you can make progress. So that thing you know that if I'm able to grow my capacity in this area, I can really make progress. I can really move to the next level. Tell me in the comments. Tell me what is that one thing for you? What is that one thing that if you have it, it will really shift your perspective? Then go ahead and map your 3 milestones. One needs to be true by day 90 for a win. One needs to happen by day 60 to make that possible. What foundation do you lay by day 30? Write them down. You can take a screenshot, write them down. When you write them down, it's going to be easier for you to scale. So also go ahead and identify your weekly actions. What 2 to 3 actions do you want to take on a weekly basis so you can hit your 30-day goal, which is the foundation building. Okay, Monday to Friday, Wednesday, what are you going to be doing? Um, Weekend, what are you going to be doing? Do you want to read? What is it? What is your goal for you? If it's for health, how do you want to work at? Okay, what is that thing for you? What are your non-negotiables in the next 90 days? Write them down. You have to be ready to what? Protect your sprint. Protect it. How many of you now believe that productivity should actually be a sprint and not marathon? How many of you believe that? You see why we say it's a sprint? You've got to be ready to protect it. You've got to be what? Ready to protect it. Does this action support my 90-day thing? If yes, you continue to do it. If it does not, we're gonna let it go. We are going to let it go. All right? Here's the compound effect. I love the principle of compound effect. It is applicable in all area of life. Whatever area it is, your quarter one, your quarter two, your quarter three, your quarter four, know what they are and see how you can really optimize yourself. Get ready in quarter one, possibly if you want to use that, if you want to use the heady analogy that we have used, get ready. Energy should go up, your confidence should increase. Um, Launch your side business as well. It's possible because it will be fueled by your new energy. Mm-hmm. Optimize and scale, build momentum, and then quarter four, go ahead and reflect. Because if you can really focus these different quarters, you're gonna be you're gonna be gauged at the level of result you get. Here's a quote by John C. Maxwell. It says, "The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." You see that? The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. It is found in your daily routine. So what are you going to be doing every day to ensure that you get results? What are you going to be doing every day? The person you want to become in 90 days is built one focused day at a time. Yeah, how you doing? Is it too much for us to handle? Have you learned something today? Have you learned something? If you've learned that, I have learned. So your next 90 days Start now. You're going to go back and write down your theme, your milestone, your weekly actions, your boundaries that will protect your time, and your decision diets that will protect your energy. That is the only thing left right now. Go ahead and start. Not tomorrow, not on Monday. Today, we are going to start right now. Go ahead, take a screenshot. Ask yourself what's going to be my 90-day sprint. What's going to be the milestones, my weekly actions, my boundaries, and everything. We are going to write them down so that we can get what results. Interesting. Today is day 5, and I want to celebrate you. Thank you so much for being here for the past couple of days. Who is still here with me? Okay, who is still here with me? Let me know those that are still here. I see Uju. I see Mohammed. Who else is still here? Who else is still here? Tell me I'm in the class. I'm in the class, Coach Faith. I am in the class. I'm in the class. All right. So the productivity webinar series, we're going to be having day 6 tomorrow. We have 5 more days to go. So by now, I know you must have hit momentum. Okay. So we're going to take our, let me remove my slide so you can see my face. So we're going to continue day 6 tomorrow by God's grace. I know that there's so much we're going to be bringing to the table in the coming days. We're rounding off for systems tomorrow so that from day 7, we'll start talking about other areas of productivity as it starts being put together in a structure, right? So I'm more than energized like I've never before. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Prayer, for staying tagging along. I see Chisom, you're still here. Well done. Well done to you. So what am I saying in a nutshell? That we have 5 more days to go. Okay. So as we continue tomorrow, ensure you also show up in class. Tomorrow's class is going to be in the evening by 8 p.m. Nigeria time. Okay. It's going to be in the evening, 8 p.m. Nigeria time by tomorrow. On Sunday, we're going to teach much earlier because I have programs, as a woman of God. I have programs in church, so I'm hoping we'll have our class on Sunday by 2 or 3 p.m. But I'm going to conclude tomorrow so that after church you show up in class, right? Yeah. So that's it. Then we still have from now to Wednesday. And one more thing, family, if you've not gotten your value compass guide, go and get it. All right, it's still up for $1.15. From after tomorrow, you have to pay $5 like every other person that will be coming into our space to get it. It's going to help you unravel your values because those are foundational to all that we do, whether you're building a brand, whether you're parenting, whatever it is you're doing, it is foundational. So go get it. And apart from that, we also have an Inner Circle membership. Yeah, somebody should ring the bell in the comments. Inner Circle membership till December. It's for the rest of the year. It's not just for this month alone. Till the end of the year. So it's a journey because personal development is a lifelong journey. So we don't just do it in a hurry. I show up. In fact, after this class, and I have a class with members of my Circle in the next 1 hour. So show up to be in that class. The program is still available for $100, $100, 150,000 naira till December. You continue to receive coaching from me. All right, till December. If you're interested in personal development, you want to grow your capacity to your next level, you carry a vision for the season, for the future, for tomorrow, and you're like, Coach Faith, I think I need capacity. I remember yes, that's a growth garden. Yeah. Thank you, Uju. Thank you. Uju is going to be our class rep very soon, one of our programs. Uju is doing so well. Thank you, Uju. All right. So, you see, I remember when I was to start out coaching officially, and I was like, can I really do this? I don't think I have the capacity. I have been there, right? Many a times, because we are not aware, of the capacity that we carry, many a times we find it very difficult to keep up. Yes, we find it very difficult to even step up into some levels of commitment that God wants us to step into. I know I'm not sent to everybody, right? I know you that is listening to me right now, you are sent to a particular group of people, all right? And my work is to help you build capacity. That's what I do. When I help you build capacity, you go and do the work, all right? Because there are a few people that will just hear my voice, be like, exit if Jesus tarries, right? But there are people that need to also hear this message from your own end, based on the vision that God has laid in your heart. We're not in competition. We're here to take the gospel to the next level. We are here to advance humanity forward. Someone should type advance in the comments. When I see people say, oh, I'm in for purpose mastery, I'm in for this, like what I saw in the comments, which is for women and so many other things, I'm super excited because I know together we can really build. No man can do this work alone. No man. The highest you can do, if you are too good, maybe million, maybe 10 million, 5 million. Others may hear your message, but the highest you can really do. But there are billions of people on the planet. A lot of people in my country only, right? Over 200 million people. Can you imagine? In my own country alone. So there are a lot of people that want to hear your voice. They want to hear your message. And they will not understand it. You see all these things I'm speaking, decision diet, boundaries, they will never understand. But the way you will say it, they'll be like, that's my alter ego. That's my mentor. That's my coach. You'll be like, really? Like you got it from them? Beautiful. So we're advancing with abandon. We're advancing humanity forward. So come do the work. Join in the inner circle. Join us. If you also need mentorship to amplify your vision, that one is a special one-on-one coaching. Get your plenty money ready and send me a DM. We'll talk about it. We'll look at your work, look at how far you've gone, and see how we can help you. All right. Thank you so much, James. Thank you for believing in this. Yes, zero competition. I love that. Let me align that so that those that will come, they will see it. Zero word competition. Yes. So we're advancing. We're moving forward. Thank you for your time. All right. I've got to go right now. See you all in class tomorrow, 8 p.m. Nigeria time. Bye for now. Bye bye.